Hey my Legion, how y'all doing today? This will probably be a long video. A lot of history behind the show. It was cool about a month or so ago. If you subscribe to the Netflix channel, they have like upcoming shows and trailers for shows coming up. And then when they come up, I forget all about it. That's what happened this time too. I'm here to review Muscles and Mayhem, the American Gladiator story. And it's a limited edition on Netflix. Well, no, but I want to see it's 5 episodes. Time range anywhere 36 minutes to 46 minutes, or maybe a little longer. I binge watched it all on a Saturday, and I was a big fan of American Gladiators. They said that was like the introduction to reality TV, but before that we had there were still shows like Cops and America's Funniest Home Videos that were that was entering into the realm of that. Well, anyways. When I first found out about it, I was stationed in, through the Army. I had good memories of through the Army. Now, I was stationed in Garlstad, Germany for 2 years. And then after that, I went home for my longest leave ever, 35 days, which was awesome. And my sister was telling me there's some show that you probably like called American Gladiators. And it was on like 1 in the morning on the channel 12 affiliate, or the NBC affiliate, channel 12. And I really enjoyed the show. And then when I got to Fort Bragg, I found that there was they had a bunch of UHF channels, and there were some channels you can get with the antenna. And once again, the channel 12 affiliate, they'd have it on there at like 6 in the morning, Saturday morning, and then like 7 o'clock at night, Sunday night. So sometimes I'd watch both episodes. I mean, both that and a replay. It was that popular at the time. It really took off. And I know talking to the guys and stuff like that, the guys always talked about which girls they like, because there was a lot of beautiful women. And a lot of the women still look great. And, you know, most of the guys always picked Ice. I mean, Lace. Because they said she was the least she looked like... So some of the guys weren't into the muscly girls like Ice, and Ice was sexy. But I mean, Lace was pretty much, and I never saw any guy said they were had anything for Storm or Blaze. But I mean, the women look really good now. Ice looks fantastic now. I mean, and then like, you know, they're up in age, but they still look good in my opinion. And anyways, I remember getting out in Fort Detrick. I can't remember when the show was on, but I mean, eventually the show took a different route, and I just lost interest in the show. I watched it occasionally, but it wasn't the same thing. And then eventually, like in 96, 97, I can't. It was around for 5 seasons, and this is a show on Netflix about it. Now on Netflix, they talk about like this guy had an idea for a show, like a sports reality type show. And this is back when wrestling was still big too, you know. And it was a little bit of wrestling, but with wrestling competition with like real people and stuff like that. And they talk about how the first season was the first half of the first season. It didn't do very well. And they figured it was going to get tanked, and they took a hiatus, and they brought it back, and they had all these changes to it. And it became a big hit. And then they talk about, like, you know, the injuries and stuff, because that's always bound to happen. And also about, like, steroid use and stuff like that, because that was still, like, it didn't start getting national attention till, like, 92, 93, but steroids were always bad, though. And they talk about all the merchandise, and they didn't receive anything because they signed really lousy contracts. And then Samuel Golden said he wouldn't renegotiate, so he fired a lot of people. That's when I started losing interest, when he got rid of like the main people like Gemini Nitro, Ice, and they started doing all these things like the contestants, like the PD versus that, and the contestants pretty much took the focus off the Gladiators, and it just wasn't as much fun after that. I mean, I watch off and on, but not that often. It just wasn't the same show. They took it in a different direction, and they killed their own project, you know. But I will say, as far as like, I mean, because Nitro seems like a nice guy on the show, and Blaze seems very kind on the show. But I remember, I mean, on the Netflix show, but I remember Nitro was always kind of a jerk on the show. And then Blaze was kind of a bitch on the show too. I mean, they seem really cool on the Netflix show. And I know Nitro, they had Nitro become an announcer. Nitro did really good as an announcer though. I mean, they all have charisma and stuff like that, you know. And I remember when it got canceled, a year or two later, it was replaced by a show called Battle Dome, which is kind of like American Gladiators, but it's more like scripted. And I remember Terry Crews was in there as T-Money. And they used to play that like at Saturday at 1 o'clock in the morning, and maybe Saturday nights at 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday nights at 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember on the NBC affiliate. My dad hated it. He called it Battle Dumb, which was funny. Well, it lasted a couple of years, but Terry Crews, who became a really successful actor, played T-Money on the show. They didn't mention that, and they did not mention the reinvention of American Gladiators that came out a while back. That boy got slammed by critics. It was like a 2-hour show that had both Layla Ali on it and Hulk Hogan. And they said like the Gladiators were like porno stars and stuff like that. I think they were just in like erotica or something like that. There's a difference. And they just, I mean, I liked the show though, but it wasn't the same thing. But it was more entertaining than the turn American Gladiators took towards the last couple seasons, you know. So, I really liked Muscle and Mayhem, the American Gladiators story. I give a full-on 10 out of 10. It was a fantastic, very interesting story. John said there's some other, there's another version of that too. I gotta watch. There's another version of American Gladiators documentary. I checked out sometime too. So I hope you like the video. Bye. Till next time, please take care, my legion.